Hi, everyone. Meteorologist Bill Rentschler in the 1011 Hour streaming studio. Hope everyone is having a nice Tuesday morning. Had some thunderstorms last night, a little bit of rainfall here in the capital city. Again, some severe weather across a lot of kind of northeastern, central, and into southwestern Nebraska. And again, we're going to be looking at the potential for more storms as we head through the day today. And then we're also going to be watching for the potential for some really, really hot, really humid conditions as we head late this week and into the upcoming weekend. I want to start off with first, though, again, because mentioned again, we obviously had the severe weather last night. We had one of what I'll say is one of the most photogenic tornadoes that you'll probably see again out near Wellfleet, again, kind of just to the south of the North Platte area last night. And again, a lot of viewers submitted pictures and video into the newsroom, and again, a lot of storm chaser pictures, a lot of storm chaser video from this tornado that happened yesterday. And this is, kind of our favorite kind of tornado that happens. It was one that was really almost stationary, kind of happening basically in the middle of a big open field, very rural areas, so really didn't have much to damage. And so, again, those are the tornadoes that we like to see. And so, really, again, just photogenic. And, again, there was some pretty incredible pictures and some really incredible video of this tornado. So, absolutely incredible. If you get a chance, definitely encourage folks to kind of look up that video. It really was pretty spectacular from yesterday. So, again, going back and looking at the satellite and radar, this is a look at the kind of the 18-hour loop. Actually, this is the 4-hour loop. Let me load up the 18-hour loop, and we can kind of see what's transpired over the last 18 hours. You can see those storms developing kind of in northeastern Nebraska yesterday, and then along that boundary into central, into southwestern Nebraska. And then as that boundary kind of slowly pushed down to the south, that took most of the thunderstorm activity with it. We saw some showers through the overnight hours into early this morning. But again, you can see it was a pretty stout line of thunderstorms that we had moved through. Again, kind of weakened some as it moved into the Lincoln area, so we didn't necessarily see any severe weather, which is always a good thing. But again, there were parts of, again, northeastern, central, into southwestern Nebraska that saw some pretty stout thunderstorms. And again, there were some pretty heavy rainfall reports, especially across parts of central Nebraska with that line as it moved through the area. Now, currently, again, as things kind of sit early this morning, things are mostly quiet, but we do have some showers and thunderstorms beginning to push through parts of southwestern Nebraska early this morning. We're going to keep an eye on that activity as, again, is expected to potentially continue to push to the east as we head through the day today with some additional shower and thunderstorm development later this afternoon. We'll say, again, things are pretty messy, again, with some of the boundaries that we have across the area. I do think overall the threat for severe weather is probably lower today than it was yesterday. Again, the atmosphere is pretty raked over from the storms that we had last night. And that weak boundary that we had across the area has kind of been, again, pushed down to the south across parts of Kansas. And that's where the main threat for severe weather will be as we head through the day today. Now, in terms of precipitation, again, this is over the last 24 hours. Again, officially at the Lincoln Airport, 5,500ths. Again, officially at the Grand Island Airport, almost 1 2/3 inches of moisture. Again, there were some reports there kind of just to the north of Grand Island, anywhere between 2.5, 2 2/3 of an inch of rainfall in those areas. So, again, there were some spots that did pick up quite a bit of moisture, but just about everyone saw at least a little bit of something. Again, Ainsworth saw almost an inch. North Platte saw just over an inch. Certainly those areas across parts of southern Lincoln County where we had that, again, almost stationary supercell thunderstorm that produced that tornado, saw quite a bit of rain. Again, so kind of hit and miss all over the place. But again, most areas picked up at least a little bit of something when it comes to the rainfall from the thunderstorms that we had yesterday and last night. If we look at the Lincoln Metro, again, rainfall reports on the Tempest weather stations. Again, it wasn't a ton, but it was absolutely needed. Again, around 1/3 of an inch to maybe 2/3 of an inch across the metro. Again, there is that one station up there in the far northwestern part of town that reported over 2 inches of rain. I think that's that data is a little suspect. But again, here at the 1011 studios, we picked up just about 6/10 of an inch. Again, some decent rainfall there. We'll take it after we had strung together about a week with no measurable moisture here in the capital city. So if you look at your weather headlines for the day today, again, it will be cooler today. Still going to be a little bit on the muggy side, but another round of showers and thunderstorms will be possible this afternoon into this evening. And then another cooler day on Wednesday. You want to soak up the cooler weather again today and tomorrow because we're really going to see temperatures really ramp up as we head late this week into the weekend. Again, it's going to be a short heat wave, but a pretty potent heat wave, I think, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and even into Monday of next week, where temperatures are really going to be very, very warm. And again, with the humidity, we're going to see those heat index values will potentially well into the triple digits across the area. So again, good reminders. It's been hot, but it's not been this hot for what we'll see this weekend. So again, just good reminders. Again, obviously, College World Series is up in Omaha. A lot of folks are going to be outside at the ballpark or doing whatever. But again, make sure you're dressing appropriately, lightweight, loose-fitting, light-colored clothing. Make sure you're hydrating. Even if you're not thirsty, you need to be drinking some water, eating properly, avoiding some of the salty foods, fast food, things like that. Again, eating some lighter foods, just slowing down if you're going to be outside. Again, obviously trying to reschedule, maybe mowing the yard until early in the morning or late in the day, and avoiding those peak heating hours. Taking some breaks inside, finding some air conditioning, even if it's just like, hey, we're going to go to the mall, something where you're inside in the air conditioning, avoiding direct sunlight, and again, just taking a cool shower, cool bath to kind of just help yourself cool down. Again, we're going to need to keep all these things in mind, especially as we head into the upcoming weekend. As far as temperatures this morning, lows today dropping down for most areas into the 60s across the 10-11 coverage area in the Lincoln Metro. Again, generally in the mid-60s across town, including 64 here in the capital city. You look at Skyview cameras across the state this morning. Again, our North Platte camera, unfortunately, is down right now. But again, we're looking at generally pretty quiet conditions, but we do have some shower and thunderstorm activity across parts of southwestern Nebraska early this morning. 72 at the studio this morning, 74 at the airport. In east-northeast wind at 8 miles an hour. Dew points in the low 60s, so again, they're not terrible. And again, I think with the activity we saw last night, kind of raked over the atmosphere, the best dew points and the best moisture has kind of been shunted down to our south. I think that could impact our thunderstorm chances as we head through the day today. Temperatures on the Tempest stations across the Lincoln Metro generally sit in the lower 70s. Temperatures across the state anywhere from the low 60s to the low to mid 70s. Warmest readings in eastern Nebraska. It's 68 in Grand Island, 66 in Hastings, also 66 in North Platte, and down to 60 degrees in Chadron this morning. Those dew points, again, they're in the upper 50s, low 60s. They're high enough that it's a touch on the muggy side out there, but it's not too bad. These numbers were a little bit higher yesterday. And the winds, again, behind that boundary, generally kind of out of the northeast here in Lincoln, but again, kind of variable across the state, but fairly light at less than 10 miles an hour for most locations. So satellite radar loop over the last 4 hours. Again, we can see the shower and thunderstorm activity across parts of southwestern Nebraska. There's a few hit and miss light showers in some other spots across the state, but again, the bulk of the activity right now is there across parts of southwestern Nebraska, Imperial, McCook, Bankelman, down there in those areas. We zoom out, look at a regional view. Again, some of the activity we had from last night, that's pushing through parts of Kansas, even into parts of eastern Oklahoma at this hour. And if you zoom out, look at a national view, again, overall right now, I think the busiest weather is right here, kind of across parts of Nebraska, Kansas, and Oklahoma. So as far as the weather alerts go, again, have some heat alerts down across parts of southwest Texas, high fire danger across parts of New Mexico into parts of Colorado, flood watches across parts of Virginia, West Virginia, into parts of western Pennsylvania, and then we can see flood watches across parts of southeast Kansas, severe thunderstorm watch across parts of northeast Oklahoma from some of that activity that we currently have ongoing right now. So again, this flood watch across parts of Kansas, that's in effect until 1 p.m. tomorrow. Again, they're expecting additional thunderstorms this afternoon into this evening, and again, they could be looking at several more inches of rainfall as we head through the day today. And again, I think that's where the best chances for some additional really heavy thunderstorm activity is going to be down across parts of Kansas. So if we look at in-house model, this is our graph model. Again, I would say there really is no model right now that's doing all that great with the thunderstorm activity really over the last several days. So again, take all this with a little bit of a grain of salt. Again, Mother Nature is going to do whatever Mother Nature is going to want to do. But again, kind of a general picture. You can see our in-house model not initializing very well, doesn't really have much of any of that activity across parts of southwestern Nebraska, but kind of what we're expecting as we head through the day today. is that activity across southwest Nebraska continues to kind of push to the east. Here in Lincoln, central and eastern Nebraska, potentially seeing some of those showers and thunderstorms push through the area as we head through this afternoon and into this evening. Again, there will be the chance for some strong to severe thunderstorms mixed in with this. Also, again, the potential for some heavy rain. Our in-house model kind of pushes this stuff through the area as we head between about 5 and 10 p.m. this evening. And then activity kind of quiets down after that. Again, at least according to our in-house model, there's maybe a few spotty showers as we head through the overnight hours, but then for the most part, kind of takes an area of low pressure and spins it away from the area as we head into the day on Wednesday. There could be a spotty shower or two, a thunderstorm or two on the back end of that system across eastern Nebraska Wednesday morning into the afternoon, but again, that activity would be much more isolated. And then past Wednesday, upper level ridge of high pressure begins to build in, and that's going to keep our weather fairly quiet on Thursday. Again, parts of northeastern Nebraska could maybe see an isolated shower or thunderstorm, but we start to just get hot and we start to get dry starting on Thursday. So if you look at the rainfall potential over the next several days, highest potential is going to be down to our south across parts of Kansas. They could be looking at 2, 3, 4, 5 inches of rain with thunderstorms that could impact the area through the day today. And then again, across the state, I think broad brush strokes, half an inch to maybe an inch of moisture possible over the next several days. Most of that would obviously be coming today with some potential additional precipitation, I think, into the day tomorrow. But then Thursday and beyond, things generally look dry. If you look at the 7-day precipitation potential, we're generally dry this weekend into early next week, but maybe starting Tuesday next week, we could see some additional shower and thunderstorm activity across the state that could add a little bit more moisture into the bucket. So as far as the severe weather outlook for the day today, most of the state covered with a marginal risk and a slight risk. Again, so that's level 1 and level 2 out of 5 on the severe weather threat scale, meaning some isolated to scattered severe thunderstorms are going to be possible. By far and away, the biggest risk area is down across parts of eastern Colorado, into Kansas, into northern Oklahoma, where they have an enhanced and moderate risk for severe weather. Again, that's level 3 and 4 out of 5 on the severe weather threat scale. So again, much more severe activity expected down to our south across parts of Kansas and into Oklahoma as we head through the day today. Again, here at home, technically Lincoln, most of Lancaster County in that marginal risk, areas to our south under that slight risk. So again, some scattered severe thunderstorms going to be possible. Tornado threat is very low for us here in Nebraska today, but again, higher as you head further to the south. Our primary threats with thunderstorms as we head through the day today would be for wind and for hail as well, to go along with threat for some additional areas of heavy rain and maybe some flash flooding as well. Severe weather threat into the day tomorrow shifts well off to our east, and then for the day on Thursday, there is a marginal risk across our north central and northeastern Nebraska. So again, isolated strong to severe storm can't be ruled out in those areas, but most of the state looks like it should be generally dry. So if we zoom back in statewide view, check out Skycast, try and time things out a little bit. I think over the next several hours, we'll keep an eye on that activity in southwestern Nebraska. How much eastward versus maybe southeastward movement that activity has will play a big role in maybe who sees some thunderstorms later this afternoon and this evening, but we'll look for some additional activity to develop as we head through the afternoon. Again, with this sort of cluster that's going to move through the area. Again, we kind of saw last night, things were really slow to develop, but once they really did develop, we saw that line really fill in almost across the entire state, and expecting kind of similar things today. But again, severe threat today, I think, is lower than it was yesterday. Not quite as much moisture. That boundary is further to our south. So again, I don't think the chance for severe weather is zero by any means, but I think it is the overall threat is lower today than it was yesterday. But then our in-house model, again, kind of has that activity beginning to push through Lincoln, Lancaster County around 5 p.m. this evening, kind of pushes it through the area pretty quickly, 6 p.m. By 7 p.m., our in-house model has that activity east of the area. And then as you head towards 10 o'clock tonight, again, things pretty quiet, just some scattered lingering showers across the area. That's just our in-house model, though. Again, like I said, models haven't been handling things all that great. If you look at the rapid refresh model, one of the other convective models that we have that we like to look at when it comes to thunderstorm potential, it did okay yesterday. Our in-house model did maybe a little less than okay yesterday. If we get it punched up here. Again, it has that activity kind of in southwestern Nebraska. So again, initializing maybe a little bit better by noon. Again, still has a lot of that activity mainly across southwestern Nebraska. It has a little bit more of that southeastwardly movement with that cluster of storms. But then we see additional storms beginning to kind of fire up behind that line, north of that line, as we head towards 5 o'clock. And then as you head towards 10 o'clock tonight, again, much more isolated activity, less widespread than what our in-house model has. Has that line, has another kind of line of showers and thunderstorms pushing off the high plains into parts of western Nebraska. And then again, keeps things fairly quiet through the overnight hours, but you can see has a little bit more thunderstorm activity as we head into Wednesday morning and even into Wednesday afternoon across parts of eastern Nebraska. So again, model's still not doing a really great job with the thunderstorm potential yesterday or for the day today. So again, today's one of those days. Last couple days have kind of been one of those days where it's almost we kind of got to wait and see where the thunderstorms develop and then let folks know, like, okay, here's where the thunderstorms are. So again, as always, just another good example, good reminder of why we always tell folks to make sure, again, they're checking back on the forecast multiple times throughout the day. One thing we do know, though, it is going to be cooler today than it was yesterday. That is a for sure thing. We're going to look for highs ranging anywhere from the low 70s to the low 80s across the state. We're going to 83 here in Lincoln. Even that might be a touch too high, though. But much cooler today. Still a little bit on the humid side, though, so a little bit sticky out there. And then lows tonight, anywhere from the low 50s to the low to mid 60s across the state. Cooler again tomorrow, kind of similar to where we're going to be at today, maybe a touch warmer in the west, with low 80s across most of the state for the day on Wednesday. And that's really it. Then we are going to start to really enter that heat wave as we head into the second half of the week, into the weekend. So again, Thursday morning lows where it's mid 50s to mid 60s. Things begin to start to warm up Thursday afternoon, temperatures into the 90s, but again, feels like temperatures potentially into the upper 90s, near 100 degrees by Thursday afternoon. Friday morning is very warm, especially for central and eastern Nebraska, where low temperatures will only fall back to the low to mid 70s. And then Friday afternoon, we're looking at highs, again, for much of the state, upper 90s, right around 100 degrees, if not between about 100 to 105 for the western half of the state. And again, it will be humid, so heat index values between 105 to 110 degrees, not out of the realm of possibility. At times Friday afternoon. So again, very, very hot starting on Friday, and it doesn't get much better as we head into the weekend. Low temperatures Saturday morning. Again, we're looking at mid-upper 70s for low temperatures Saturday morning for much of central and eastern Nebraska. There could be some spots in far eastern Nebraska that have lows right around 80 degrees Saturday morning. Saturday afternoon, basically same story. It's upper 90s, triple-digit heat across the state, and factoring in the humidity, we're going to see those dew points or those feels like temperatures potentially as high as 105 to 110 degrees. So again, very, very humid. You can see the peak heat index for Lincoln over the course of the next week, today, tomorrow. And again, not that bad. Thursday, though, as the temperatures warm up, humidity increases, feels like temperatures into the upper 90s. But then it's Friday, Saturday, Sunday. We're looking at potentially some dangerous heat across the area. So again, like I mentioned, taking breaks inside, making sure you're drinking plenty of water, even if you're not thirsty, dressing appropriately, eating appropriately to deal with some of these conditions. Because again, when it gets this hot, it doesn't take very long for heat stroke, heat exhaustion, things like that to set in, especially for the young and for the elderly. Again, this weekend is a time frame we'll want to watch out for. 7-day forecast in Lincoln. Again, you can see chance for the thunderstorms today and tomorrow, low 80s for high temperatures, but then Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday were dry and temperatures really warming up. Low 90s on Thursday, but again, heat index values into the upper 90s. It's Friday, Saturday, Sunday, weather alert days in place for the hot, humid, and breezy conditions as well. It's going to be on the breezy to windy side those days. That's going to help boost those temperatures. I think all three of those days we could see winds gusting between 35 to 40 miles an hour out of the south. So a little bit of a furnace out there for us. So again, those are 3 days we want to watch really carefully. A little bit cooler than Monday as temperatures dial back to around 90, and then we'll start to see some chances for thunderstorms back in the forecast early next week after that really, really hot and dry stretch of weather for the upcoming weekend. 10-day forecast for select cities across the state. Again, you can see where the hottest conditions are. Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Temperatures then cool back a little bit closer to normal as we head through the week next week, a little bit more bearable through much of the week next week. But you can see those dew point numbers going to be very high, especially Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. That's going to drive those heat index values into the triple digits, especially for parts of central and eastern Nebraska. So if you look at those peak heat index values, again, you can see Friday, Saturday especially, numbers between 100 and 110 degrees. Not going to be out of the realm of possibility for many areas across the state. But then, again, still hot, very hot Sunday, but then conditions do improve as you head into early next week. As far as the rain chances over the next 10 days, again, you can see good chance today, small chance tomorrow. Tomorrow looks like it'd be much more isolated, and then we're generally dry Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, but then those rain chances return as we head through much of the work week next week, so that'll be something we obviously keep an eye on. 8 to 14-day temperature outlook from the Climate Prediction Center. This is taking us through the end of June. Again, continues to favor above average temperatures for south central, southeastern Nebraska. Most of the state, though, really, again, kind of undecided at this point, and still for most of the state, most of the region, favoring above average precipitation for us as well. So again, kind of a lot to look for in the forecast over the next several days. Again, the threat for some additional thunderstorms today. Again, obviously then the heat we're keeping an eye on as we head into the weekend, and then rain chances return as we head into the week next week. So as always, and like I mentioned, make sure you are checking back with the forecast multiple times throughout the day. Again, make sure you have that 1011 weather app downloaded on your phone. It's a really good resource. So again, keep it tuned to 1011 both on air and online for all the latest forecast details. We'll try our best to keep you up to date. So appreciate everyone for tuning in and watching as always. And until next time, hope everyone has a nice Tuesday.